Here's why you need to tune in right now. With CTR Media Network, you can transform your knowledge into a fully produced TV show. Imagine your content streaming on platforms like Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and Amazon Fire TV, reaching over 350 million households in 140 countries. We take care of everything, from managing your ready-to-go content to global distribution. And it's not just any content, it's edutainment, a perfect blend of education and entertainment that keeps viewers coming back for more. You'll join a vibrant community of thought leaders, podcasters, and educators, all sharing a passion for impactful content and global reach. Plus, with our app available on Google Play and the App Store, your show will be accessible to millions more. Ready to shine on the global stage? Let's get you started. Schedule a 15-minute call with us today and turn your idea into a TV sensation. Reply to this video by saying, "I want to learn more." Don't wait, your audience is out there waiting.
Hello everyone. I am Dr. Tina J. Ramsey, the host of CTR Media Network TV, powered by, of course, CTR Media Network, and we are at the Flourish Homeschooling Conference, interviewing amazing individuals who are sharing things in the organizations that are actually helping educators as well as entrepreneurs, parents who are homeschooling, in order to give you inspiration on your homeschooling journey. What I would like to do is introduce you to this amazing lady right to my right. And she's going to be sharing with us what she actually do and how she actually help parents and or the children on our homeschooling journey. So welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dr. Ramsey, and good morning to you all. My name is Vicki Keys, and I have a company called Vicki Keys LLC. And it all started out with one student on this journey. Mm-hmm. So I'm a veteran homeschooler. I've homeschooled K through 12, written curriculum. I taught apology of biology for 16 years. Mm-hmm. In my K-12 journey, I have worked at private schools. I have worked in co-ops. Graduated two very successful students. Our oldest daughter, PhD student from UGA, honors undergrad at Valdosta State. 2 majors, 2 minors, all homeschooled all the way through. And I am an advocate of homeschooling and homeschool families. Our second daughter, she stayed in the sciences with me too, because my background is biological sciences. And she graduated from Vanderbilt with her master's degree, and undergrad, Augusta with honors. So, and from that journey, we had a personal tragedy. We had a tragedy. And so out of that tragedy, God has birthed some triumph. So there was a lot of healing that took place, and I learned a lot of resiliency. And that's my give back. That's what I do. I support homeschool families, both in educational workshops like the one today. We'll be working here with the teenagers, and we're going to break down all 7 parts of resiliency, 1 part at a time. And then we're going to apply it hands-on with projects, just like the schools that I used to teach at. We're going to take it into an environment that is not another workbook, another class that they listen to, but an experience that will bring them out into breakthrough, because that is what we need. And these are times when anxiety is the number 1 diagnosis worldwide. It is very high. So many people are dealing with that. We've come through COVID. All of us had to be resilient coming through that. And it's just very different when you have an experience with not only training, but when you've been through the valley and you come out on the other side of that victorious. Then fruit speaks for itself, and now I help other families do the same thing. So that's what we're working on today, resilience, because I shared with one of our students, the oldest daughter, even though she has made it with honors, made it through the PhD program, she's a naval lieutenant, but even now that she has made it, she still needs resilience. It takes resilience to get you where you want to go, and it takes resilience to keep you where you want to stay.
I love that. And resilience, you're right. With whatever it is that you're doing, you need to have that, because you're going to have some challenges, or I would say some things that will kind of throw you off or derail you from your goal. But if you have these skills of resilience, it'll actually help you move forward. I really think it's very enlightening how you are helping the teenagers. So why did you guys decide to focus on such a timely topic that is not most, like, when we think about this topic, that's not one of the most common things that workshops are centered around is resilience, like
Right.
that self-motivation, that confidence. Why did you decide to tackle this particular thing with the children?
Well, a few years ago, the Lord spoke to me and he said, if you don't go help your people, who will?
Mm.
And I remember asking back, well, okay, well, who are my people? And he didn't answer that immediately. And, like I said, we had a tragic loss. We lost our only son. So our whole family dynamic was thrown off. We had this unexpected thing that just came out of nowhere. Here we 1 minute as a whole family, the next minute we were recovering from this totally unexpected and unbelievable experience. And it's been many years of training from 2012 to 2019. I did a lot of training in overcoming issues and conquering shame and processing pain, overcoming losses. And I stayed with this restorative ministry for quite a while. And then I was working, I had a girlfriend that built 2 schools. I helped her launch the first charter school in our county. And then she had a supplementary high school that was private. So after she launched the private school, she was like, look, I want you to come with me out to California, and I want you to help me study this model, this project-based model. And then the light bulb went off on what God had said. It was like, I'm going to make resilience workshops and take all of this training in how to overcome all these losses and unexpectancies of life and still come out to where you want to be on the other side. Now, that thing leveled us financially, not to mention all of what we went through emotionally. And I can really help students because I have the experience. I know what that is like to face the deepest of the emotions that you can face, the most challenging thoughts that you can face. And I remember our youngest daughter, she was at Augusta and she came out with honors too. She said, Mom, she said, I learned about you in my psychology class today. And I was like, you did? She said, yes. She said, when you get to this age group, you're going to do one of 2 things. Either you're going to just become complacent in life and status quo, just retire, do nothing else with my life, just vacation forever. She said, or you're going to enter into what's called generativity. That's when you give back. And that's when it hit. And my girlfriend, she said, look, I have one student. This is how it started. She said, I have one student. She's been in your class and she will not talk to anybody else, but she trusts you. And I started with that one student and I got in there and began to work with her one-on-one. We got into her thoughts. We got into her feelings. We got into her upside down grades, got into her cutting. Yes, there's some serious hidden issues that do come out, and got her turned around. And then a school opened up, and then I had 78 of them to do that with. Ooh. Then the parents began to come to me and they began to say, if my children won't take the spot, can I have the spot? And then it would be, if somebody had a panic attack, I feel my phone buzzing. Zzz, zzz. Yep, she's here. Yeah, he's here. Yep, I got him. So it developed, and then it just began to get out, and then families began to call me. And then I got divorce recovery families that were just, that's kind of a loss too. It's like a loss. And then I have watched families turn around. I've watched healthy relationships develop, like even in the midst of something that's serious and frustrating and hurtful, painful, and they are excelling. And my youngest client, people ask us all the time, what's your youngest client? And I hate to pick favorites, but I have to tell y'all this, y'all. 8 years old and amazing. And I mean, I can get in there and talk with her one-on-one, but on her level, like red light, green light, we play red light, green light and talk about discernment, the yellow light, the caution, green, you have peace, go, red, stop. And so I bring it to a level that they can receive it. So that's why I love it. That's the answer, is that I love it. Nothing is like helping somebody. Like when you made a difference in somebody's life, it's nothing like the energy of that when you're operating in your calling and you just love it. It's not like it's a job. It's not work. I don't do this because it's a job. I do this because I connect with people who say, I've been looking for this. This is the kind of help that I need. And that's what I'm doing now, connecting with groups like this one. And thank you all for having me out. And thank you for having me out. But it's the joy of the Lord that I get.
Listen, I can definitely tell that it exudes your whole being. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just coming out. And I really feel that, especially after coming out of COVID really, I would say, brought to the surface things that was laying dormant.
True. Because
we have gotten so used to the hustle and bustle of everyday life and not handling things head on.
Right.
But what COVID did was make everything slow down.
Yes.
and made us really address the things that we did not want to look at. And so I really
Right.
feel,
And one of them was connection.
yes,
Like one of the 7 C's of resilience is connection. And we do not realize that connection, the 7 C's really work hand in glove. But we got disconnected in COVID and it changed us.
forever.
It is so important to have a place where you sense a place of belonging, and people felt isolated. They didn't even know what to do. How do we come back from this? And so that is one of the C's. And then coping is one of the C's. And so we have had to deal with this with COVID. Coping has, we had to cope to get through that.
And we're still dealing
We're
with the
still
backlash.
coping.
Like,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
still learning how to build and scale from that. And I feel that it's very important that you're tackling resilience, because at the end of the day, that is what's going to help us to be able to have these skills. I say that we should bring back these soft skills that most young people do not have. Yes, we have all this digital technology. We made different advancements in technology and science, but I feel like in the haste to be more innovative, we have lost the humanness of things. And so I feel like you bringing this type of workshop is not only needed, but it's necessary.
Yes.
It is very necessary, because when you change your mind, you change your life.
Yes.
And when you're tapping into those emotions, making you deal with them head on, and teenagers in itself, with all the hormones that they're going to experience, they're not even sure how they're feeling because the emotions are so high. So giving them these skills early on is helping them cement a wonderful future.
Thank you.
Oh, I mean,
Yes.
this should be a mandate to be in every single public school, every single homeschool, because if we could just understand how important and powerful the mind is and how it really maneuvers everything that we do, whether good or bad, and be able to build these skills. These are life skills.
Yes, they are.
And so
Critical life skills.
critical. Like you said, we're gonna deal with things, but how to deal with it in a positive, productive way that you're not self-harming yourself.
That's right.
That you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you have the skills to know how to work through point A to point B and be able to see the results and don't give up. Because at the end of the day, we don't want people to give up.
That's right.
So I'm hearing all the amazing things that you're saying about the
Yeah.
students, the teenagers, and how you personally benefited from your own framework. So what else would you like to do in this resilience? Or this is the question that I want to know. Do you offer these workshops virtually yet, or you just come to events like we're here today?
I can offer it virtually,
Mhm.
but honestly, I prefer in person because it is that connection. Like all of my my demonstrations and my illustrations, they're really hands-on. They make sure it is for every type of learner, but I do not neglect the kinesthetic learner where you have to get your hands in there tangibly to touch it and to apply it. For example, I love this challenge, but I get volunteers to come up and get involved in what does this, if I had to visualize, what does coping look like if I needed to visualize it for the person that needs to see it in their mind's eye? Yeah, you have the auditory learners. They're going to obviously hear everything that's going on. And then you have your visual learners that are going to see too. And then you got the kinesthetic people that need to get their hands on it, and it needs to be tangible for them to really take it in personally. And I literally give them all signs. And here's one of them. I give them this sign that says challenge. And then I give them a sign that says response. And I start them out and I make all different variations with these two scenes so they can visualize what does coping actually, how are we going to use this in real life? And then I get them to take this challenge and the response to meet the challenge. And then I have my success sign. Did you respond in that challenge in such a way that made you successful? Now then I give them examples of when they need to grow, or they need to make adjustments. I don't say fail because I don't even want the word failure in the environment. I don't even want that out of my mouth. And it makes a difference. Even this morning in setting up, one of the young men was helping me, and I had a chance to just share, because that's what I do, one-on-one, resilience and help. And he said he had actually had a time, just in that little time, He came out, and it digs out the real soul of a person. And he said, I know when you hit rock bottom, the one thing that you said to me is that it takes resilience to get where you want to go. And he said, I realized in that moment that when you hit rock bottom, the only way you can go is up. And I mean, maybe we spent 8 minutes together just pulling up boxes and unpacking chips. And in that much of a casual conversation, he'd already had that one thing. Now, that brings me to a definition. God told me, he said, Vicki, he said, I need you to understand the definition of compound interest. And I said, okay. I'm thinking numbers and interest rates and things getting, a penny that becomes $1 million. He said, no, well, outside of salvation, if there's one thing that changed in a person's life that then changed everything else around them, that's compound interest. And that's what you do.
I love that.
And how about generational thinking that you break? Because you learn that. How about if you unlearn that one thing that holds that stronghold in your mind, and that thing finally breaks off of that generation and that whole family line, and then everything else that you touch for the rest of your life, you've already gotten rid of a sense of failure, that I'm not enough. If you just break that and go away with that, you would not be the same thing tomorrow or the next day or everywhere else that you go in your life that touches your life and everybody that you're around. That's the new definition of compound interest.
Listen, you guys, that's, oh my goodness. Like, okay, it's moments when I do interviews where I'm just like speechless. And this is one of them. Like, okay, I never even thought about compound interest meaning that way. So make sure you guys rewind this, watch it. Okay, I'm aging myself saying rewind. Most of my young people don't know what that is. But replay. So the resilience, I'm just so into this. How can people get in contact with you if they want to have you implement this resilience workshop in their area?
Okay, you can give me a call, 678-296-8181. My name is Vicki Keys, and my LLC is Vicki Keys LLC. And you can also find me on my website, VickiKeysLLC.com. I look forward to coming to a workshop near you and partnering with you and your organization to help people make that change in their lives that's going to bring that compound interest.
Vicki, thank you so much.
And thank you so much.
Oh my goodness, this has been a remarkable interview, and basically showing us, you gave us the roadmap or the blueprint of how important resilience is, and not only telling us, but showing us how we can do it. So just from this short interview, you have just enlightened myself so much. So I can't even imagine what your workshop is like. I'm like, I need to get in there.
Oh, come on. Stop on in. You come on by. Stop in.
All right. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Those of you who I know that you've been inspired by this interview, please, if you are in homeschooling, educator, and provider, or a nonprofit organization, or even a business for profit, or even you're an entrepreneur and you're watching this show and you want to instill resilience in your work team, I really feel that her workshop can benefit all different layers of what we do, from career, personal, professional, because we all need resilience at the end of the day. So if no one told you today that you matter, that you are worthy, that you are loved, I'm here to tell you that you do matter, you are worthy, and you are loved. And guess what? You can come back next week, same time, same place on CTR Media Network, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Welcome to CTR Media Network, where we're revolutionizing the podcasting landscape. Are you an entrepreneur or podcaster searching for a platform to amplify your voice and message? Do you desire a way to establish yourself as the go-to authority in your niche without breaking the bank? Podcasters, are you on the hunt for a platform that not only offers unwavering support but also provides expert podcast coaching, robust podcast promotion strategies, and invaluable insights into podcast monetization, all while ensuring you retain complete ownership of your content? Look no further. At CTR Media Network, we've got you covered. We have helped countless entrepreneurs and podcasters reach their goals over a period of time. At CTR Media Network, we're dedicated to nurturing both you and your brand. We specialize in helping podcasters and entrepreneurs grow. We're here to help you maximize your visibility and market share both online and offline. Our diverse podcast network spans across social media, 24/7 streaming online TV, Roku TV, radio, media outlets, podcasting platforms, and more, reaching an impressive 350 million households. But beyond numbers, we prioritize care, education, and assistance in realizing your dreams of making a positive impact on the world. Join us in this mission by allowing us to provide our platform for you to share your compelling podcast shows, engaging interviews, standout products, services, and impactful advertisements. Experience the difference with CTR Media Network, the network that genuinely cares about you, your journey, and treat you like family.